How on earth did the Germans manage to build that way up here in the mountainside? Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. And welcome to the Atlantic Wall. It's History Hunter and it's Eagle Eyes. And we are here to show you something absolutely spectacular. So if you want to come along, join us and let's find the path together right now. All right, let me first put this into context so you understand a little bit more. The Atlantic Wall was the fortification line that Hitler ordered to be built from the top of Scandinavia to the bottom of France. And it's a massive complex system of bunkers and tunnel systems and munition storage. You name it, it is all here. Tens of thousands of structures. So we are somewhere on the Atlantic Wall. And if you haven't seen part one, I will put a link in the video description for that. You'll find that here where it says more. I strongly suggest you watch that first because it is an incredible tunnel system and a secret tunnel system inside the tunnel system also. So watch that video first. Watch it in full to get the full context and then come back to this second part because you will love this, because in this second part we go up the mountainside. So this is the first part where all of the tunnel systems are. The Germans invested heavily in some massive artillery positions with guns, so you're going to see that later. But we are today going on a little hunt on top of this mountain. All of this is a mountain tunnel going right through the mountain, tunnels here, there, everywhere, the guns everywhere. And this is the special area that we're exploring today. A ton of unique positions and the features on the top, and I think you really gonna enjoy that. Just quickly, want to help us out to reach more people? All you have to do, watch the video in full. Don't skip. Each and every second counts on the YouTube algorithm. If you do that, we can go out and do more. And if you watch more of our videos, you know the drill. You can help us out even more. But now, let's go back there out into the field and see what today is all about. There are so many features here that it's unbelievable. And look where we are. This is crazy. And you can see here, these are the stairs that Wilhelm, Frank and Friedrich and all of them, they created these stairs with the help of 150 prisoners of war from Soviet Union. They created them, but nevertheless, we're going to see some of the features that are up on this insane mountaintop. This flat plateau that we're on top of doesn't show or tell too much, does it? But what is that then? That's a ventilation shaft. But what I want to show you and share with you is something absolutely magnificent. Are you ready for this? This is a part of the Atlantic Wall. Look at this. This is out of this world. It is incredible, spectacular. We are on a World War II road trip, a winter World War II road trip made possible by all of you incredible people who support us by being a Patreon team member. All of you helping us out on PayPal with donations, and you guys and girls using the Super Thanks. Thank you for doing that, because that is why we can present views like this. But we're going to continue, and we're going to show you the first features that the Germans put up here in the mountainside. You want to see what the Germans put up here? This is one of the first installments, and it's ridiculous. You want to see it? Look at that. And see where we are. This is one of the most spectacular positions I've ever seen on the Atlantic Wall. We just want to show you this because it's so incredible. That is, I don't know even what it is. Seems to be like a little, is it a shelter or ammunition storage? I couldn't tell you, but I think there was once upon a time a door there. And let me see if I can get you out a little bit like that. And you see here, tiny little thing. What on earth is that? Is that a guard booth? What is it? And then I'm gonna go over here and I'm going to let you see where we are. This insanity of a mountainside and it just drops down like 50 meters everywhere here. So why did they put that structure right there? We're going to show you why, because this is a very intricate system that the Germans put up here. So let me show you a little bit more on the map here. Just very briefly. This mountain side here is so steep on this side that it's actually very dangerous to walk there. So what we did, we crisscrossed onto the mountain side, and we are finding each and every one of these. All of these are protective measures to be able to protect the whole mountain top. And there are some out of this world location positions that we're going to show you in this video later. But all of these were a system to protect the whole hill, because the guns, the munition storages, and the tunnel system itself was very important for them to keep this area kind of operational. So each and every one of these that you're now going to see were part of this system of defensive measures that the Germans needed to have to be on the top there. Right down there is another tiny little thing, and Eagle Eye is going to be able to show you that. So Eagle Eyes, get the camera and go down and figure out what's there, because you are much smaller than me.
Let's see what's down here. Just a small room.
Nice one, Eagle Eyes. And then suddenly, just behind us, there's another one. And look at the pile of rocks that the Germans put on next to this one. Just imagine hauling that load of rocks up here. That by itself must have been insane work. Absolutely insane work. But not to mention, have a look, these are concrete bunkers, and you have to cast them up here. So you have to be able to actually create them. And that is even crazier. Can I borrow your flashlight here?
Yeah, sure.
So you can see that is probably maybe some camouflage canvas thing coming out.
Yeah.
And boom, just look at that. Look at the staircase going up there. And there had to be a door on those hinges. But I'm so amazed to see that they went through all of this to put it up there. But as I said, this was a defensive measure. This is to protect your investment. Further down, there was this massive array of guns that protected the coastline. So this was the guard huts, the guard position, and the infrastructure up in the mountainside. And that is what I think is very exciting. This is where communication equipment and electricity, that's correct, Eagle Eyes, would come up. But imagine each and every one of these planks and nails and concrete and whatever was here.
Something burnt here.
Yeah, something was burnt there. They had to drag it up here. And that is what the prisoners of war did, but also the Germans. And the Germans actually hired local workforce and paid them up to 2 to 3 times higher wages than was regularly or normal here in this region. So that is also a part of history. Let us see. Eagle Eyes, we have to take the camera away here now and be very careful, because this is going to be slippery. So this is the bunker roof that I'm walking on top of. And you have the other bunker further down, like a plateau here. I can actually see artifacts like bottles and things laying around. But it doesn't stop here. That's what's so crazy. So you can see the ocean all the way down here, and there's a drop like 50 plus meters straight down there. And up at the top, Eagle Eye is sitting on something pointing, so that must be interesting. Okay, cool. Let's see what he found. Yes, Eagle Eye found one of the features which are very distinct, almost so easy recognizable. And that is actually a position for a weapon that looked like this. And you can see on each corner It could also have been a searchlight up here, but most likely this was be a 20mm flak gun standing right there. Wow, and you can see this is one of the highest vantage points. There's something going on over there as well, but this is almost the highest peak, and that is because if the Allied would come in from here and try attack the guns further down in this direction, well, guess what? The guys with the flak guns would be ready, and they would be able to take you out, and they would be able to get you because they were on the highest point, and they could go like if you pass through here, and they could really take care of business. So that is amazing to see that it's still here. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very, very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. So if you think that is great, let me show you what is right there. I didn't even see it. Eagle Eye said, "Machine gun Tobruk." I said, "Where?" So I have to say that is why he's nicknamed Eagle Eyes. I didn't even see that coming, and I think he could be right. Wow. Is it that, or could it be a mortar? There's a massive bunker under here, and I think, well, let's find out. No, it is a mortar. But you're very right. This ring around here is very often mistaken for a machine gun Tobruk, and that would look something like this.
I actually think there's something on that hill there.
Yeah, there could be something up there. We're going to go up there and check. But this thing here was not a machine gun pit or a Tobruk. This is a mortar. And it makes sense, because if the Allied would try and attack from here with vessels, guess what? You can actually take them out with a mortar as well. And this would be not possible for any enemy to spot, because they could stand in here and they could fire the mortar rounds everywhere, 360. They could be protecting themselves from attack coming from this side. Doesn't matter, because the mortar was attached on this swivel point, and the crew could actually mount it or point it wherever they needed. But let's go down and check this thing out from lower grounds here. Again, so impressive to see what they integrated into the mountainside there. I really mean it. It is impressive to see. And here you can see there is the pedestal for the mortar right there, just standing there and being left. Nobody has touched us in the Second World War. There are no graffiti, no nothing. And inside here, it's not that easy to see, but will be a little room just to munition storage. And the pedestal, as I said, right there, the crew would practice to be able to use and operate that mortar whenever they needed. And that is that the Germans made some kind of arrangement on the top here as well. There's something going on here. I think there's another mortar or machine gun pit. Let me see. There's a little hole right there. And I think Eagle Eye just spotted some machine gun positions over there. Could be that they had a barrack inside there. Yes, there is something going on here, but he also discovered something behind us. So let's check that out first. So if you are under the impression that this place here was randomly picked or just like randomly built or made, no. This was very, very, very well thought of. And this place could very easily have been planned years before the war by spies coming up, camouflaged as families going on a vacation trip with camera and film camera, maybe a doctor traveling, maybe a salesman traveling. And guess what? Then they would have figured out that, well, this is a very nice spot to protect yourself when you build the Atlantic Wall. And that's very often the case. So the Germans very often knew what to build even before the war started. So this is a spectacular little spot. We can't see it, but there's a little detail right there. Can you see that?
Oh,
Right there.
oh yeah.
You know what that is?
MG holder.
That's a machine gun holder. And then suddenly there's actually a cave in the mountain. And if you look more careful, you can see over here that there's a lot of spikes on the sides here. That is because they had a guardrail here, a metal guardrail, guarding the people transporting themselves up and down the hillside. And further down here are the other bunkers. The towboat is up there. And this flat plateau here could easily have been a gathering point for soldiers storing munition. They could even have had a pack gun, Panzerabwehrkanone here. Or maybe even an 88 could have been on this flat area. We don't know. But what we do know, none of this was random. It was planned, and they executed with incredible precision, even out here in the absolute crazy mountain range. So that little thing there doesn't look significant, but guess what? It was a very important position because it covers the backside of the entrance area. So this is where the Allies could ambush the Germans coming up from the inland. And if you put a machine gun right there, it could swivel around like this. Well, guess what? You wouldn't be able to come down these hillsides because there were not that many trees during those days. And with a machine gun right there, guess what? You'd be able to take out whatever you want. So, as I said, the crews, they were up here, but they needed to be protected. And what could be better than to create a tiny little shelter there? So you see, this is the flat plateau. Could have dragged the gun up here. Yes, they dragged it up the hillsides.
Ow.
They did it by manually or by horses, pulling it up by huge ropes. And you can see some huge metal bars poking out there. And let's see what the Germans meant with this little thing. There's a tree that has grown up all the way since that time.
How many years?
I
Actually?
haven't got a clue. So let's see what they have here. Oh, it's very wet inside. Just imagine building this thing here on the top of the mountain. How much effort that must have taken. And I guess all they needed this, or used this for, was to store munition. I think they could have stored the munition for the mortar here, for the MGs, and maybe even Panzerfausts. And they could also run in here if there came a serious air raid. And the Allied did really try and hit locations like this many, many times. So it was good to have this place to go back into and wait for the attack to kind of stop and then go out again and be ready to fight. And there you go. We are not finished with this hill here. But if you want to help us out to reach more locations like this, we have this little super thanks feature here. That is your opportunity to help us out, to put some gasoline into the fuel tank and go and show you even more incredible locations that you've never seen before, because I know you haven't seen this place. And what you're going to see in the next episode will be pure magic, because one of the positions which are here, I'm actually going to kind of show it right here. That is one of the scariest positions I've ever been to in my entire life, and you will see that later in part 3, because that is mind-blowing to see what the Germans managed to do in the hillside there. So it's going to be spectacular, and I will put a link in the video description here where it says more. Just click that, and under there you'll find the link to the first part if you want to see that now, and to the last part, part 3. And I can promise you, you will not regret to see that. And also, of course, watch the videos in full. Yada, yada, yada. I'm nagging, but we need your help to reach more people so we can go out and do even more incredible things like this. The Atlantic Wall is a massive fortification line, and it continuously surprises me. And I can promise you, you will be surprised by what you see there. Thank you to all our Patreon team members. It's so appreciated, and we cannot say enough thank you for being in there for us. And to all of you who donate on the PayPal thing, thank you for doing that. Also, as you saw, there are links in the video description under there where it says more, where you can check out how to become a Patreon team member if you want to. There are special perks for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, special explorations, and you know, all kinds of good stuff there. All right, see you in part 3 coming up very soon. Stay safe, keep smiling, and bye bye.